I would like to revisit Giant Steps. I've repositioned this a little bit, so hopefully we won't get too much light in there, but I think it's important for you to be able to see what my right hand is doing. You might not be able to see everything, but I'll do my best to, show what needs to be done. So we're revisiting Giant Steps. So if we start with the B major 7th, and the melody is F sharp, and in my previous video I did play the melody, so I'm going to keep it as simple as I'm able to. D 7th, okay, G major 7th, and then B flat 7th. So remember, I'm playing the melody, and then E flat major 7th. So I'm doing it very slow so you can see what's happening and hear what's happening. A minor 7th with the melody, which is the B, D 7th, and then G major 7th, okay, B flat 7th, E flat major 7th, F sharp 7th, and then B major 7th. F minor 7th or F minor 9th if you want, because of the melody. B flat 7th, E flat major 7th, okay, A minor 7th, or because of the melody, A minor 9th, D 7th, and then G major 7th. So those 2 5-1s go again, okay, so C sharp minor 7th, F sharp 7th, B major 7th, and the 2 5-1 again, F minor 7th, B flat 7th, E flat 7th, okay? So I think we've got that. So that's not in the original, but I put that in because that's a 5 taking you back to a 1 of a sorts. Temporary 5 to 1, if you get my drift. So this is like your G sharp 13 flat 9, yeah? to focus a little bit on improv. From what I learned from listening to what he does, that's Sir John Coltrane, I'm going to see if I can remember some of what he did and kind of play it and hopefully break it down and then kind of approach it from my way, because I think in our playing, we all have to play based on how we perceive, we understand, what's happening. So here, so check this. This is C sharp minor 7th, so it's going to be a C sharp minor 7th arpeggio. Okay, so see that resolution there to the F sharp 7th. Passing note, check this. That's a B chord. Watch this, D7th. Okay, so let me do it again. C sharp, E, what's that again? G sharp, and that's a B to an A sharp. So that's the right hand. I'm just calling out the notes of the right hand. Same chords, right? G sharp, F, D sharp, F sharp, D sharp, B, F sharp, and then D, E, F sharp, A, G, arpeggio, backwards. So that would be G, D, B, G. And then watch this, B flat chord with the melody, improvised line I should say. That's a C, A flat, G, F, and then E flat scale. Okay, so let me do that again. Moving on. Okay, so that's the A minor 7th, and the melody E, C, A, G, F sharp. Watch this now, passing note. That's a flat 9, D, C, B, arpeggio. That's first inversion, B, D, G, B, right? Back to B flat chord with the melody playing C, A flat, G, F, E flat, F, G, B flat. Watch this, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, C sharp, and then A sharp, G sharp, F sharp. We use arpeggios, which we refer to as skipping and scale playing, scalar playing as stepping. So we can connect what we're doing in terms of, that's the arpeggio, right? Play a scale. Okay. The idea is to learn all your chord tones. In other words, all the chords that you play, learn to be able to play them from different points of view, different positions, different inversions, yeah? And just play around with them. And then you use your scales to connect the notes that you play. So if I were to play, for example, C sharp minor 7th, I could do it, and anything that is in the key of B for that matter, because I look at it, or there's a trend of thought to look at it as whatever the key that you're in, that home key, any note that you play within that home key is going to work. It's going to be appropriate. It becomes very subjective and according to your taste and your imagination. So the key of B, right, the notes in the key of B would be as you know, this is our Ionian mode. I don't want to get too technical. I really want to deal with the sound versus getting into the names, you know. That's, you know, it's not really relevant right now. I just want to get into the sound. Okay, so having this, okay, that's B major 7th, which is B, D sharp, F sharp, and A sharp. B 6th, which is B, D sharp, F sharp, and G sharp. Of course, straight B, B triad, which is 1, 3, 5, B, D sharp, and F sharp. Check this out. I'm going to put in now the add 2. So I'm doing that in the left hand too, or I just support the right hand by just playing straight B. If I play B major 7th in the left hand, listen to the sound. Can you hear that? And then B, C sharp, D sharp, F sharp. If I put the 6th in, I can put it in at the right hand, or I can put it in the left hand. So it's just up to you where you want to put it. Okay, in my improv, I could use any combination of these notes any way that I see fit. Okay, and you can use your passing notes, your non diatonic tones, or, you know, sounds, chords, notes rather, that's not in the actual, you know, scale of B major, right? So and if you want to be adventurous, you can even do chords. Let's go back to what we were doing, right? So check this out now, right? So I'm going to start here. Being a little adventurous, or maybe I shouldn't start being adventurous yet. All right, so in my improv, I try to make it singable, meaning that if I can sing it, it will have that kind of melody sound, you know, that tune sound, like as if it's like a song by itself, you know, because how we identify songs and pieces, it's the melody, you know, the melody tells us where the song is, and that's the reason why we're able to identify most times what it is that we're hearing, you know. Know that one, so let me get back to something more simple. So for example, if you heard this, that's both a progression and the melody, because the melody is da 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 E C C, and the chord is A minor F to C. So So that's why we would identify that progression. And we already know once we hear this that it's stay with me. Yeah? Sam, whatever his name is, he'll come back to me. So, starting. So we're in the key of C now. Okay, just digressing a little bit so you get the point. Okay, it's the same progression, right? So what's going to happen if I improvise on this? Because it's rather simple. I mean, there isn't really very much that you can do, you know, if you want to maintain the integrity of the simplicity of the progression, the sound. Okay, so check this out. Just using chord tones alone, so you can get the whole point. And I'm playing open chords. Yeah, open chords. So an open chord is simply this. So this is C major triad. I'm moving the third in the triad and placing it at the top. So this would be a 10th. Okay. So A minor, it's the same principle, right? So this is a closed triad, an open triad, taking out the third and putting it at the top. So we have this, okay? So they refer to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 as a 10th, okay? That's why it's called a 10th. All right, so listen to my improv using just the chord tones. Using only the tones that are in that particular progression, which is A minor, F, and C. Now, if we go a step further and we do it playing scale larly, this is what we get. So in a scale-like manner, stepping. So you want to get the best of both worlds, okay? So here we go. We now start using embellishments, like for example, non-chordal tones, of course, yeah, using those as embellishments, yeah. So what I did here, I played an E, yes, and used the E chord as the passing chord, E to F, right? And you could also go from below to above, to below to the chord, and above back down to the chord. So, right? Okay. So now that I've digressed a little bit, let's go back to our giant steps and use that approach in our giant steps, right? So, and I'm doing it slow purposefully so you can get the idea. Okay, so hopefully you'll be able to do something with that.